Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Toon review for TTR Friday. It'll be a little bit of a different TTR Friday tonight because there is so much football news to go through. It is absolutely incredible. Alex has very much missed being able to put the graphics up for Woltemade, for Leeds United, for all sorts of stuff. But there's been a lot of news today, guys. But we do still have, of course, Billy with us on a Friday, so God knows. Thank you for all the kind comments, by the way, that everybody sent in regarding the show last night. Everybody seemed to have a real blast when we were, tracking flight radars and all sorts of stuff. It was a fantastic show. So thank you, everybody, for tuning into that. If you do enjoy tonight's show, as usual, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, please do subscribe. It is completely free. All that we ask for is that you hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload or a live show. You can become a member of the Toon Review by hitting the join button just underneath the three of us. You can also donate to the channel via Super Chat, which is the $ at the bottom of the live comments. And that guarantees your comment to be read out on the show. And immediately off the bat, one of our mods, Joe, has gifted 5 Toon Review memberships. So thank you very, very much, Joe. And love to the hubby. Hope he's okay. And the page, of course. Good evening, Alex, and good evening, Mr. Trey.
Good evening to Toon Review Massive, the Magpie Massive, and you all fantastic people out there in Viewerland.
Now, a bit to get through tonight. We will start off with an outgoing, ladies and gentlemen, because it's just been announced by Newcastle United that youngster Garang Kuol has left and departed and gone to Sparta Prague, and it is on a permanent deal. So this isn't any loan deal or anything like that. This is permanent. He has left the club, and I find it a little bewildering. I think this kid, we were talking before we went live, just the mismanagement of this kid has been unbelievable at Newcastle United. And, the way he came with so much promise. And then, of course, he was sent out on loan to really clubs that never suited him and leagues that never suited him. So, Alex, it's a little disappointing considering he started the season, finished last season so well in the academy.
Indeed. It's the latter end of the season. He got a really good run of games for the academy for one of the youth teams, for the U21s, I believe it was, and he was scoring goals for fun. And we thought, oh, well, maybe there's something we can do with this kid yet. Maybe it's not over.
Yeah.
Nope. As soon as he started doing reasonably well, he's gone. So, questions have got to be asked, in my opinion, about this specific section or department of the club. I have questions about this. If this would be my pick if I was allowed to grill Eddie Howe, and obviously it's not really Eddie Howe's department, but the club in general. Is it just Shola Ramiobi? Is it a full department? Do we have a team? How is this functioning? Because from the outside looking in, it looks quite poor. We're doing really well in terms of recruitment for cherry picking really, really good young talent from around the country. Alfie Harrison, Sanusi, obviously from Birmingham. Cordero's come in. We look like we're getting some really good young picks and poaching some really, really good young stars. But the development of that, where's it going? Apart from Yankuba Minte, everything's genuinely been pretty questionable. We had Elliot Anderson because we just gave him to Joey Barton and Minte. That's it, really. That's all we can really speak for that's been moderately successful under Eddie Howe. And it's not Eddie Howe specifically, of course. He does not make these calls. It is obviously other people within the club. But I just don't think that's one aspect that wheel, that cog is not turning as smoothly as other departments. And I would be really curious as to how this is working, because Garang Kuol burst onto the scene. He was one of the most popular young stars in world football. He obviously came on in a World Cup game for Australia, nearly got a goal at the death as well. He was meant to be maybe not a superstar, but there was a lot of hype around this kid.
There was.
And we've just kind of run him into the ground, really, and just let him go. So, it's kind of a sad day, really.
I don't really have a lot of faith in Shola. I have to say, I haven't seen any. I don't see any pros from Shola.
I don't really know how this department works.
No,
is it a department? Should we be putting the blame on Shola? I don't know. There's not really.
What does Shola do? He's head of loan department, isn't he? So I would assume that he was behind sending out Kuol to the clubs that he did when Garang first came in. If he's head of loan department, then
I mean, Alex
Adam,
Murphy looked like it was all right on loan, but then a lot of the Joe White stuff, the Harrison Ashby loans, it's all been pretty poor. Let's be honest. And Pivas didn't really. I don't think he played much of that. Didn't go very well. Hearns, I think, was okay, wasn't he, on loan out in Denmark? It's all been a bit wishy-washy, really. So I'd like us maybe to maybe.
I mean, look, there might be a case in a couple of years' time, guys, where we see some of these academy players coming through, and I think that's what they're aiming for. Alfie Harrison's a bit of a worry, training with the first team at Manchester City.
I wasn't impressed with him in pre-season.
Yeah, he hasn't really hit the. But listen, we'll see in due course. Neza has been a member for 13 months. Great show last night, and can't wait for stats on Woltemade. How are the lads and lasses? Andy with a super chat. Harry, Bonnie lads, Paul, Billy and Stato, you did TTR proud on Sky Sports. Yes, you did very well, Alex.
Thank you very much.
It was a very, very good interview.
Also about Garang Kuol.
Yeah, I'm coming on to you, Billy. Don't worry. Toon is a new member. Toon is a new member of the channel. Thank you, Jay. Welcome to Members Club. Okay, Billy, what do you think about the whole situation?
Well, let's not forget when we actually got him in the club, we were competing with Barcelona for him.
Yeah, we were.
This kid was the next superstar, supposedly, of world football. He played in a game against Barcelona, scored, ran did a Maradona, went past the whole team and scored. And the world was at his feet. And we got him in, sent him to Scotland of all places. The best league you want for a young 17, 18-year-old kid. Probably got kicked in the air and it just didn't work for him. And then he was sent to Holland, hardly got a game. And then we saw the results of that when we went to Japan on a pre-season tour, and he was dreadful. He didn't know what a ball looked like. He couldn't control it. He couldn't pass it. He couldn't do anything. He was dreadful.
Well, he was against the Australian All-Stars, Billy. Remember that game? I mean, it was...
Yeah, it was just awful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then he must have progressed last season because, as we've all said, towards the end of that season, he started scoring goals, making assists, looked exciting.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that happens, he's out the door to Sparta Prague now. And that is Champions League football, by the way. He will be playing Champions League this season.
He will, yeah. I mean, it just came out the blue. That's the thing. It just came completely out of the blue.
It's a real shame. I agree with
but Eddie did say that there was a possibility of outgoings. I don't think anybody, put Kuol in that in that sort of equation, but it is what it is. Lee Harrington says, "Good evening, one and all," and Billy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Right. We'll just touch on Eddie's press conference today because I was really impressed with Eddie this morning. I have to say, with the week, and he made it quite clear. I don't know whether you guys have seen it or heard about it, but it was a brilliant press conference for me because right off the bat he was asked a question about Isak and he just batted it away. He said, "Look," basically saying he's done. He's done with Isak. He's not anything to do with Isak now. That is being dealt with on a higher level. So basically putting everybody in the place straight away. Now, if I'd have been a journalist in that room, I would have picked up on that and what Eddie had to say, and I wouldn't have asked another question on Isak. But some of them did later on in the conversations this morning. But he made it quite clear. And every time he was asked about Isak, it was like, "Look, I haven't spoke to him. I haven't dealt with it. It's out of my hands now. It's with people above me." And I think that was the real first time that I certainly believe that Eddie's kind of washed his hands with him, especially with Woltemade coming in. Just the way Eddie's persona, the way he quite, abruptly said it's out of his hands. I thought it was superb. And it looks, Billy, like, he's now just concentrating on everything regarding the people that want to be there.
Yeah, and if you believe what Keith Downing says, and Keith always gets some decent information, he seems to think that there's another striker coming in. Once that happens, I don't think it opens the path for him to leave. And I don't think we'll get 150. I think we should stand for 150, but at the end of the day, we'll be stuck with three strikers, and one of which doesn't want to play. So I think we should still stand for the 150. And if we don't get the striker, I still wouldn't sell him. But if we do, then I think I'll be out the door.
Well, incidentally. Sorry, Alex, just before you go, Brentford have put a bid in for that
was what I was going to say.
Dortmund striker.
Maximilian Beer for 45 million, and it has been rejected.
Rejected already, yeah. It's quick striker.
I still think that's a possibility.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he's a good player.
I'm a huge fan of Maximilian Beer, by the way, because I was obviously quite a Hoffenheim hype. That's the team I like following in the Bundesliga, and he was
Yeah.
He's a freak. He's a really, really good player.
I think Brentford might go back in. I
Bloody hope so.
But this is, and Eddie said this morning, that he expects Newcastle United to be busy right till the deadline. So Monday's show, Billy and Alex, when you do join it when you come in from work, is going. Hopefully, we've got a lot to talk about through the day, Billy, because it seems like it's going to be non-stop. So it's exciting this time around.
The way he was speaking, it didn't sound like it was just about strikers were after either.
No.
Well, he said if there's opportunities, we'll look to improve the squad. So,
well, there is an Inter Milan midfielder heavily linked with us for a loan deal. I can't remember his name. I did put it out on social services. Yeah. But I don't know where those reports are coming from, whether they're coming from Italy themselves. I haven't really seen Keith or anybody.
We were linked with him a couple of weeks ago. Some very light rumours popped up, and now obviously it's popped up again today.
Yeah. Steve's saying it would be nice if once a month fans could ask questions to the manager, like the Toon review. We'd love that. Once a month would be great.
You get accredited journalists asking questions, and who was it today that went by wasting time? Oh, can I ask 3 questions today because I only got to ask 1 last week?
Luke Edwards.
Yeah, it was Luke Edwards. However,
mate, that's a letdown. That is.
Yeah, he got shouted down.
That was.
He asked 3, didn't he?
Well, he tried to. Yeah, Louise Taylor's question. Unbelievable.
I don't think I got that far.
Is any players or anyone in the dressing room unsettled? I mean, please.
He's not going to give that away, is he?
Well, yeah, but Alex, you look at the 2 performances that we've had so far this season, and do you really think those players are unsettled?
Yeah, squad looks great.
I mean,
you probably could have asked it in a better way if you were trying to, is there any particular friends or you've got Joe Willock's particularly close with Alexander Isak? Are there any players in the dressing room that, might have been being affected by this? Has a knock-on effect with some of the other players? Don't just say it so bluntly because he's just going to go, no, we're all fine. He's not going to give you anything, is he?
Alex, the players put that to bed after the Villa game. Remember, Dan Burns said it in his interview. Anthony Gordon said it when it all first kicked off. It was a little bit of a rock for them. But look, Fratesi one maybe, I've just seen in the chat there, a very good point that the Fratesi one could have been if there was a longer injury to Tonali or Joe Linton, but that doesn't seem to be the case. I was actually staggered when Eddie said that Tonali could be playing tomorrow because he doesn't have a dislocation, but he's still sore. But Tonali himself is wanting to do his very best to be fit tomorrow. I mean, that is a hell of a bonus.
If you're playing Leeds tomorrow, what's the first thing you're going to do?
Well, yeah, but he was.
Of course you are.
However, he was asked about the injury itself, and Eddie just turned around and just said, "Look, I'm not going to give that information out because he knows that obviously if Leeds are watching that, then they'll target."
Well, he didn't say that. No, he said, "I'm not. I don't know the science behind exactly what's wrong with it, and I don't know how to explain it." That's what he said.
Yeah, but he's not going to tell us anyway, is he?
Can I just clarify something for one of the viewers as well? Absolutely. Nathan, Matt Targett has gone out on loan. He's not with us anymore.
Yeah, Nathan, he's
just in case anybody thinks Matt Targett's
still here. He's out of contract in the season as well as me, so that's him gone, isn't it?
I think he probably is. Yeah, he went to Middlesbrough, didn't he, on loan? So Matt Targett is
Middlesbrough's
not
new
right
number
now.
3, apparently. That's what he is. Let's have a look. Jens with the super chat. Billy, I am shocked how you could say Gravenberg didn't deserve it. He's Gravenberg, isn't it? Didn't deserve a red. The tackle was worse than Gordon's. Yes, it was a red though, but Gravenberg's, wow, nasty.
I don't think so.
I guess it's everybody's interpretation, isn't it, when it comes to tackles like that? I think it was
strong
a red.
Yellow. It was a very strong yellow. But
I mean, Billy's allowed to be wrong. Let him be wrong if he wants to.
You didn't think it was a red either.
I think you've seen them given, and I wouldn't have been shocked if it had been given as a red.
I'm surprised that you, Alex, you didn't think that was a red, mate. I did.
I think it probably should have been a red. I think I'm surprised it didn't get VAR checked and spoken and talked through. Maybe the referee give the opportunity for him to go and have a look at that and discern kind of how bad it was. And then the Harvey Barnes push as well.
He wasn't.
Yeah, but it's hacking from behind through players' legs in like scissoring. Gets none of the ball. It was pretty bad.
Billy loves a bit of scissoring, though. That's why he's not saying it's a red card. Well, anyway, let's move on.
Richard, a few times before.
Richard, thank you for your super chat. Andy says, Stato, would you have a look at Caio Jorge, 23-year-old centre forward? Could Eddie turn him into a superstar?
We have looked at him previously on transfer shows because we were linked with him.
Yep.
I don't know when we were linked with ages ago. We've definitely looked. I recognise the name, but he's not
Andy,
linked.
you'll
at
have
the
to check the old transfer shows out. It's in one of them, buddy.
It's a while back.
Kieran
Yeah.
Ditchburn with a super chat. How is Lady Sam? Send her our wishes. And that we want her back on ASAP. Great show as always. Bring on Leeds. She's doing well. I think she was at a gig last night, wasn't she? I've seen photos
She went
on
to see Queens of the Stone Age, yeah, and
Queens
some
of
other
the
bands.
Stone Age, yeah, and she looked like she was enjoying it with her fella. So yeah, she's in good spirits. Thank you for asking. Right, as I say, good news. But we were talking last night, Alex, me and Billy, about Fabian Schär. Now, Eddie confirmed that there was no concussion, and Fabian Schär is in the squad for the Leeds game tomorrow. We were just worrying about the long-term effects on Fabian Schär, and we were talking about obviously how head injuries and things like that, and you've got to worry for him in later. Like the amount of times that he's had head injuries is quite unbelievable, really.
Billy, do you want to take this one?
No, that's for you, Alex, because we spoke about it last night.
Yeah.
I was reading all the comments about Strand Larsen because everybody keeps. Sorry, everybody's distracted me by talking about Strand Larsen's not in the Wolves squad. Guys, Woltemade profiles quite similarly in terms of stature and type of striker. So I would probably put that one to bed. Obviously,
I'm not sure, mate.
She thinks Strand Larsen's more likely.
She thinks Strand Larsen, yeah. And listen, he's not in
Strand Larsen and Woltemade. We're just going to have two battering rams.
Why not? Why the fuck not, Alex?
Fair enough, I guess.
Two battering rams that can all. I think Woltemade is better with his feet than Strand Larsen. Well, listen, I think I'd take either one of them.
A different option. This is a very different player.
Yeah.
And I think it gives you a lot of different options. And Osula is probably in the middle of the two. So you've got a really good blend of strikers there. But yeah, if Keith seems to think that we might get both, then fair enough. We're just going to... We could definitely play Brexit football with that. We could put 4-4-2 with a German and a Scandinavian up front and just put Sandro and Bruno in the middle. Two pacey wingers. We're going to have Gordon and Alanga and just say, have it. Fabian Schär, you ping them balls all day long, son. That would be hilarious.
Well, the Wolves manager's claiming that Strand Larsen has a knock. He certainly didn't look like he had a knock when he was banging in the goals during the week. He seemed perfectly fit then. You just never know. There's a couple, 3 days left.
It's the fact that the Brentford are also currently trying to sign someone. And John W's just said Brentford unlikely to sign a replacement. They lodged a 45 mil bid for a striker today because Visser wants to go. So I disagree with that. It's clearly Brentford are trying to make it happen. So I still think there's a chance. But are they going to go back in for a higher bid? Are they going to go for someone else? So it's definitely on the cards.
Yeah, I think, Billy, the Brentford are in a similar situation to us. I think they'd like Visser to go now. He's caused a bit of, he's training apparently with them, so I don't know. It's not as bad as the Isak situation, but I think in an ideal world, we bring two strikers in and we get rid of Isak, we get rid of the bad apple, and the same for Brentford. Really, they need to bring in cover, and then they can sell Visser as well. So it's a domino effect. But you know what? It's going to be a very exciting 3 days. I'm not sure whether you expect much to happen tomorrow because obviously Newcastle play as well. And unless they send dignitaries you just never know.
We didn't think much was going to happen with the Champions League draw and everything happened.
Well, that is very true. I mean, last night was just incredible. I mean, Craig Hope, I think it was 5 o'clock that he tweeted that out. And then all of a sudden, within a couple of hours, he's landing in Newcastle. It was incredible. Now, look, Eddie said this morning that he wouldn't be in the squad. And I'm not saying that Eddie's.
He said he's unlikely.
Yeah,
he didn't 100% rule it out, but he says it's to do with paperwork and admin that he
and stuff that he doesn't understand. Yeah, but having said that, he's not going to tell Leeds again, is he? If Woltemade is going
also Harvey Barnes, he knew nothing about Harvey Barnes, and he was standing in the next room.
That's what Billy said last night. Exactly. So we just don't know.
We know by now. If we'd signed him, we know by now.
Oh, I don't know, Billy.
Oh, we have signed him because there's pictures of him walking around the stadium, which means he's passed his medical.
Yeah, but getting registered inside to play tomorrow, I think we'd know. I think Sky tell us.
No,
the Premier League, it's out Sky straight away.
No, not necessarily, Billy. Let's just wait and see. Let's just wait and see.
Oh,
have you been snorting in that Zen garden this morning?
He won't be playing tomorrow. We'd have told everyone, and so would the Premier League, and so would Sky. No way in God's he plays. If he plays tomorrow, No, I'm not going to say anything like that.
No, I suggest you don't, Billy, because you know exactly what Eddie Howe's like.
Negative Norbert down there.
Norbert.
He was being sensible. He won't play tomorrow. We'd know if he'd been registered. Spurs got.
How would we know if he'd been registered?
Within a half a day. We won't.
Well, Billy, Newcastle United have a game tomorrow, and they may well have registered him and said, "Look, we don't want this public because we've got a game tomorrow. We don't want
Premier
teams."
League would tell. It'd be released. Don't worry about that. Stuttgart release it. It's God blimey. Come on, think about it.
Listen, Billy, I understand, but you can't say 100% that he won't play. Can you? Can you honestly sit there now and say he will 100% not play?
At the
You
moment,
can't.
Yeah. At the moment, yeah,
No, you can't. Because you don't know.
We don't know if it happened or not. We probably
Listen,
not.
Billy,
No.
I agree. I don't think he will play.
At the moment,
I don't think he will.
Newcastle United player officially.
I'll be listen. If that team,
They did the stadium tour though, which they do after the medicals, don't they?
Yeah.
Eddie Howe would have told. Yeah, even he said he's not our player. So come on, he's not playing tomorrow.
Yeah, but he wasn't
did the stadium tour
but
before
he's
the
our
press
player
conference.
now. Come on. I agree with you. I don't think there's much of a chance of him
There's
playing.
no chance of him playing tomorrow. He's not registered. He's not available to play tomorrow.
You don't know that he's not registered. That's the thing. You do not know that, Billy Trey.
If he was registered, we would know. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Let's leave it there. Channel Right says, I agree with Alex. I'd prefer Visser. Biggest Dickus with a super chat. Do you think we will bring in another midfielder, or do you think Eddie trusts Miley to fill in? Well, it was Miley that was rumoured to be the possible loan deal. I mean, Eddie did shut that down in a press conference.
Straight away.
So, yeah. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Kilo Sierra, what flight we tracking tonight? Get it trending. Well, hey, Alex, the flight was trended #1 on Flight Radar, mate.
I know. I did. I was listening
incredible.
to you guys last night. It was the 7,000 people tracking it or something absurd.
Mental, absolutely
Should we
mental.
track Garang Kuol to Prague?
He's already there, mate.
Is he? No.
Yeah, the Prague have released photos of him. He's standing with his back to the camera, looking over the ground, and then suddenly turns to the camera and removes his leather jacket to show the Sparta strip.
I can put him in the graphics, can't I? Because you never know, he might be in.
He taps on.
Oh
the
yeah,
back.
Adam P got the number wrong as well.
Yes,
apparently
he did.
It's going to be number 27.
He never learns, does he? He never learns. Adam, if you are watching, matey, have a word.
But I had a conversation with him about this when we were at the Atletico game. I was like, "What do you do with all the shirts that you get wrong?" And he didn't have an answer for me. I was like, "What? Do you just leave them in the wardrobe? Like, do you just wear them when you're chilling? Like, I don't know. He should try and get rid of them for charity or something, maybe." I
mean, if I was Adam, I'd probably keep the number 9 Woltemade, because you never know. He might end up being the number 9 long term. So
exactly. We might not give it to anyone this year. We might wait and see, because
I mean,
the club's got to be careful, haven't they? So especially after the Isak saga, you can't give the 9 to somebody that's going to be a bit of a.
He's still. I think his ratio is he's still up on guessing the shirt numbers, something like 5-3 or something like that. I don't know. Biffed by Adam West says, hope we stick 2 guns on valuation. LFC will lowball. I think, judging by all there you go. I think everybody is now expecting a bid from Liverpool, to be honest.
We need 2 strikers. Liverpool fans, we need 2 strikers. The club have been very adamant on that.
They have. Which, hey, I tell you something. This is going to be probably one of the more exciting last 3 days of the transfer window that we've had in many, many seasons, Billy.
Yeah, and if Alexander Isak becomes Callum Wilson's replacement, I'm all for that.
Yeah. There was somebody posted that on X earlier on that. I mean, listen, I heard Ben Jacobs on Talk Sport this afternoon, and he was saying that he sounded a bit like Alex, to be honest, because he was saying, if you look at his stats, he profiles very similar to Isak more than he does Wilson. And I thought, who am I listening to?
Who's this?
Ben Jacobs. So yeah.
What? Ben Jacobs profiles like Alexander Isak?
No, Woltemade.
Yeah, he's in the football pitch for the months.
He said he's more
well,
profiled towards Isak than he is Wilson, so he finds it difficult to say that he's a Wilson replacement. I mean, let's be honest. If Visser comes in, Visser's the. But listen, they're not replacements; they're new players. You know, I'm not tagging any of our new signings with saying, "Oh, it's a replacement for this, replacement for that." We are a new team with some very, very good players in it. So. Bollocks to all that. Dave Bannon says, think I'm going to treat the wife to a trip to Barcelona. Not told her yet. That's the surprise. Keep up the good work, TTR. Well, the problem is, Dave, if you treat her with a trip to Barcelona, you'll find the stadium a little bit empty, mate, because it's James's.
It's not
unless you're just planning on a random trip to Barcelona. In that case, do it, mate. Go and have a look around the new stadium. It's apparently fantastic. The new camp. Is that what they're going to call it? The new camp?
Oh, it.
Don't know.
Teletubbies play there.
Dear me. Right. Okay. Let's have a look at our new signing then, shall we?
Yes, let's.
I mean, I've got loads more stuff if you want to see. If you want to go through some news first.
Okay.
To back up what we were talking about. So the Fratesi stuff that everybody's been talking about. So it came from it came from this random person who is a Twitch streamer and talks about Italian clubs. This is who the original rumors come from, and he's quite popular online. This is a translated tweet, so Fratesi to Newcastle, and Craig Hope has basically gone, nah, not true. We inquired last week. This is old news, not really relevant anymore. So that's that for people that want to know what the Fratesi stuff was. A shout out to the youngsters and the seniors that have made it into the all of the England setup. So Miley's in the U21s, Byrne, Livramento, Gordon, and obviously a little tip of the cap to Mr. Elliot Anderson as well, who is
absolutely fantastic. Brilliant.
Leo Shahar for the U19s, George Mayer, Roman Dahl, and Sam Alabi as well. It was only Roman Dahl initially that was announced, but obviously these three as well. Sam Alabi's got a lot of. There was an article by Ollie Hawkins about him a few months ago about being like Pogba, or he was something like that. So some really interesting stuff about him. Nearly got there. And Les Utembip. I don't know this kid.
He's captain at the end of the 16s, England of 16s.
He is, yeah. He's captain.
Oh, is he? I've never seen. I mean, I know as far as the U17s, but I don't know this kid. So yeah, some loads and loads of people involved in the national setup, which is fantastic. Right, you want to see Woltemade, don't you? Here he is.
Well, he don't look like that now either, by the way. I mean, how long ago is that photo
quite
taken?
Old data, because he is not 6'1". They got their measuring sticks wrong in Germany. He's about 6'6".
They've measured him when he was born.
Oh no, they definitely got this considerably wrong. So yeah, he is still very young though, 23. So we're swapping Isak for somebody that is 2 years younger. And if you believe Luke Edwards, apparently Woltemade is the Callum Wilson replacement, which he tweeted last night, which wound up multiple fan bases. It was hilarious. Well done, Luke. Yeah, so yeah, contracted until June 2028. Of course, that doesn't matter because he's about to start one with us. And for people who don't know who this kid was meant to be, Bayern Munich have been teeing this up all summer as they wanted, past tense, they wanted Nick Woltemade to be Harry Kane's long-term replacement and heir to the throne of the forward line of Bayern Munich. That is not going to happen now. Woltemade is a Geordie. So let's scroll down and have a look at his data.
I've seen people say the wages are somewhere between 127 to 132,000 a week.
Wouldn't surprise me. Leading the line.
So he's getting quite the pay rise, it's fair to say.
Data, it ain't looking too shabby. Not at all.
And Acid's loft. That's what we see on here. That is tremendous.
Indeed. So 1,700 minutes. Unlike Isak, he can jump and win a ball in the air, which is fantastic. He can do both at the same time, which is definitely something we're not used to seeing, which is a nice change. And then the rest of it's really, really good. Shot volume, I would like to be a bit higher. It is middle of the pack, 2.43 shots per 90. However, some of the other statistics are fantastic. 6'6", and you're in the top 5% for successful take-ons. You imagine somebody running and marauding at you 6'6", and he's getting past a lot of players. Like, that's really impressive. Ball progression's fantastic for his height and how he profiles. He profiles very similarly to Ekitike and Isak as well. He's definitely got a good touch for a big man. He's a dribbler. Shot creating actions is absurd. 4.28, top 4% in the European top leagues. There's some really pretty data in here. Really, really good stuff. He's gonna add to the aerial threat, the set piece. Obviously, we've got the new set piece coach in. Me and Billy have commented on we've done some really neat set pieces recently. They've not worked, but they look cool. We just need to get our execution down. This guy's going to help certainly with that. And if we go and have a look at how he profiles, you've got Marcus Thuram on the list, Havertz, Ekitike, Isak, Lacazette, Moani. It's people who are a bit dribbly and a bit beefy. That's the profile of this guy, and he fits in with these people statistically. Marmoush and Mikotadze on this list as well.
I don't think, if you're standing in front of Woltemade, I don't think you're going to say you're a bit beefy and you're a bit dribbly. He kind of look at you in a very strange way. We know what you mean.
To English native speakers, you all know what I mean. He's a bit of a battering ram, but he's a bit of a dribbly boy at the same time. He's got a nice blend of both, which is quite rare. And just to appease the masses, I have done a comparison graphic between him and the rat bag. I'm sure people would want to see this. So I'm going to zoom in further. So as long as we can remember two things, blue is Woltemade, red is Isak. So we're going to go a bit closer so we can see what this is.
That's a bit trendy, red is Isak.
So blue, there you go. It's on brand, red being Isak. So blue being Woltemade. So he profiles better in some attributes down here. Of course, this is just a cherry-picked data set. Doesn't always mean everything. You've got clearances and blocks, tackles and interceptions, and percentage of aerial duels won, all considerably higher than Isak's. It's not hard to beat Isak in the air in terms of statistically like this. So that was always going to happen. Percentage of dribblers tackled as well does seem to be considerably better defensively, which is definitely how we play in the press and being very diligent. We've always been quite critical of Isak in that regard. Slight in some of the physicality aspects and some of the pressing aspects. Obviously, the general media disagree with that, but they don't watch Newcastle half as much as we do. We watched pretty much every single match Isak's ever played in the black and white. There are things that aren't in his game. This is one thing that Woltemade actually has, so it's quite interesting for a 23-year-old. Take-ons slightly higher than Isak's, which is crazy, considering how good Isak is at getting out of tight situations as well.
Alex, that I don't know whether you've seen the one goal he scored where he picked the ball up from outside the area and dribbled the ball into
in all of them.
The composure on the ball was incredible before just sort of saying, I'll side foot it in now after taking on about 4 defenders. It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, there is a compilation somebody's actually done on Twitter. I'll find it for everybody and I'll retweet it after the show. There's a bloke who's done a highlight of every single goal he scored, and he's analysed each goal and gone, this was a bit stabby, this was really good. It's a really, really good breakdown. I'll retweet it after the show, so go and have a look at that. It's fantastic. And then some ball progression. Isak beats him out on ball progression, but again, Isak is an elite player. However, for a 23-year-old, it's looking really, really good. Pass completion is down considerably lower than Isak's. Is it because he's a bit target manny? Is it because of how Stuttgart play? Is it because he's just not very good at passing? Not sure. Haven't seen enough of him to comment on the intricacies of his game. But a lot of this is really, really impressive. Higher volume of shot creating actions. I would generally attribute that to him being a better anchor and link up player, which Isak, the ball never sticks with Isak, let's be fair.
Well, Isak's
so
not
I'm
the
not
type of striker that
surprised.
holds the ball up, is he? We've said that many
Not
times.
overly, no.
And that's nothing just because Isak's the situation he's in. That's not us saying that just out of spite. We've said that he's not a hold-up link man as opposed to this guy, for instance.
100%. I mean, I'm shocked to be able to look at this data set and pull out considerable things that he's better at Isak than, because Isak is a very, very impressive forward. And for the Liverpool fans watching, he's not infallible. There are things certainly missing from Isak's game that have frustrated us. He does often go a bit flat after 70 minutes. Some physicality aspects, a bit of defensive stuff. There are things that are missing, and an anchor play is not as good as you think. He is very bad in the air as well. It's never been one of his attributes. So Woltemade for us offers us the other end of it. Of course, Isak, we know, is an elite goal scorer, is a fantastic dribbler. So we don't know if we're going to necessarily get that from Woltemade. In terms of output as well, I know I've taken the graphic off screen, but output, it was only 12 goals in the Bundesliga last year, but it was from only 17 starts.
But most of those 12 are highlight reel goals.
They are fantastic as well. And one Billy and I were doing some of the youth games in the summer as well. We did watch Woltemade, I think, a couple of times, and he was pretty dirty in that tournament as well, in a scary capacity. So, yeah, very, very high potential player, certainly.
Well, as soon as he was mentioned last night on the Champions League show we did, Billy, I mean, your ears pricked up immediately, and wow, this guy. You've seen a lot of him, and he's he comes with high praise from yourself, doesn't he?
Well, we were watching him. We were saying he's the sort of player that would fit into our system because he's got such a high skill level.
Yeah,
calm on the ball. I think his pass ratio and his progressive passes. I mean, he tries little clever passes, doesn't he? He'll drop a little bit deeper, pick the ball up, play nice little balls, and he's got the ability to create a goal when he's on it by himself, which is always good if you haven't got real good service, isn't it? So.
Well,
he's a monster, but he's also very, very technical, dribbly wise. It's just
coming on to that, Billy. At some stage, when we have corners or free kicks into the penalty area, we are going to have Dan Burn and Woltemade in that area. Now, surely I'm not overstating this, that I would expect a few more goals from set pieces.
Well, there's one of those goals on the highlight reel, which is from a corner, which I said last night. He must get 10 foot in the air, get his head to this, and it bullets into the back of the net. However, it doesn't seem to score many headed goals, strangely enough. But I can certainly remember that one because it was an absolute bullet rocket header.
Oh. I don't think it matters too much. I think it's just about the selection, because if we could have certain matches in which we've got Burn and Botman on the pitch at the same time, which has happened, and Joe Linton and Woltemade. So the opposition are going to be like, who the hell do we mark? Like, it's just going to be absurd.
I mean, from what I've seen of him, he's so good with his feet for such a big man. And I know, I don't think Peter Crouch ever got the praise he deserved, because Peter Crouch was really good with his feet and he scored some fantastic goals. I'm not putting him in the same bracket as Woltemade. What I'm talking about is the being a big guy. He caresses the ball really well. Takes the pace out of the ball when and at his feet, he's got this little jinkiness, hasn't he, where he just gets around defenders, which is astonishing given the size of him.
He's unbelievable. Like you say, 6'6", but he's got the ability with his feet of someone with a much lower center of gravity, which is it's unique as far as I can see.
Yeah,
he's got quick feet as well. He's not just a case of you can see what he's doing. Plus, I had the strength when I've seen countless films of him being like having his shirt ripped off his back and he's still going and he's not going to the floor. He's got everything. He's just a unique profile of striker. And it's everything you want in a striker. He's got the physicality. Because of his height, he's got a long stride, so he's quite quick as well. Technically fantastic, great finisher, calm in front of goal. What's there not to like there?
I'll tell you what, when you see him with his hair and his tash and everything, he reminds me of, Billy?
No.
Rudy Voller.
Yeah, he does look a little bit like him, yeah. He does.
Yeah, just with the hair.
He hasn't got snot and spit in his hair, has he? Like,
yeah, but you know what I mean, though. He's got that kind of look, hasn't he, with the hair and the tash and the. I mean, listen. If you
don't understand what I just said there, have a look. Go on YouTube afterwards and put Frank Rijkaard, Rudy Voller.
Oh, it was awful. It was horrible. It was disgusting. One of the most disgusting things I've seen on the football pitch. Oh God, it was horrible.
He did it twice, didn't he? He did it on the way off.
He did. Yeah. Dave Bannon says, "Oh, thank God for that. I won't book it." Talking about his Barcelona trip. Nick Thornton says, according to TalkSport's Bundesliga expert, Woltemade isn't even a striker. He's a number 10 or a winger. Proof the media are completely clueless.
I mean, I think he's listed on certain sites as being able to play out wide, and I think he's done it. But I mean, I don't know why you'd put your 6'6" lump.
There's no way he's coming in to be a winger at Newcastle.
Why would you do?
Not a chance in hell.
I mean, if we want to throw out,
he doesn't take drift out there to the left hand side.
Well, yeah, that's fine. But if I think we'll limit it to this: can play out wide.
He can.
That's all it needs. Full
Yeah,
stop at the end of that. But he's a striker. Let's be honest.
He's not Ian Norman Droid.
Call a spade
No,
a
no,
spade.
bloody Ian Norman droid. Give our Billy.
Him.
Yeah, I do.
He was 6'8".
And he was shite.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Let's just hope. I'm probably doing him a bit of a disservice there.
He did
a decent job. Yeah. But you know what? I'm so excited to see this guy play. Really excited. Okay, you got some Leeds stuff, I believe, as well, Alex, to have a look at tonight.
I have indeed. Yeah.
Leeds United.
Like that Leeds.
Right, some Leeds stuff for you. So, just so everybody's got a bit of some visuals, so we know what's going on. Leeds played Arsenal recently in the league, got absolutely pumped. I think it was about 5-0. I went and watched the highlights pre-game. I think I watched it at the time. I've rewatched the highlights. It's way too much space in the wide areas.
Eddie said they were good in the first 20 minutes, and I'm like,
poor structure. I mean, he was flattering them certainly.
Yeah,
this was a 4-3-3 of sorts. Perot looked all right, or Perot, how we meant to say that. It does sound like a sauce. He was all right. Dan James and the Willie boys back in the Prem. It's okay. I don't think this midfield's going to feature. Tanaka's injured. Joe Rodon isn't in the predicted lineup for tomorrow. Goodmanson and Struijk, obviously the captain, are. Perry, the goalkeeper, is predicted. Of course, they do have Carl Darlow as well.
Yes, they
so
do.
You never know. He's their number 26. Bogle as well is a reasonably competent fullback, but they really struggled against Arsenal. Against the wings, they were really slow to move out of the box when Arsenal was surrounding it, poor at defending set pieces, basically everything. And the players that we've got, we like a 4-3-3 with pacey wingers. So, and we've got reasonably creative set pieces, although they've not worked so far.
Yeah.
So I'd like to think we can offer a similar output to kind of what Arsenal do and could maybe produce a similar result. Of course, it is away. You've also got the recent defeat to Sheffield Wednesday. They did get shown up in the cup. They're kind of hoarding strikers at the moment. They've got Okafor, who of course was highly rated at Salzburg, and he's been to Milan. I think it didn't quite work. I don't know I think he might have had quite a lot of injuries. Nemecha is a striker. Perot's a striker. He's technically a striker, and they've got Calvert-Lewin. They're just hoarding strikers. And Patrick Bamford, I think, is still at the club.
No, he's gone. They released him yesterday.
Oh, is he just gone?
Yeah.
Well, that would be why then. Fair
He
enough.
went up
That makes sense.
in an ambulance, apparently.
Bloody hell. What, the same one that they brought Calvert-Lewin in from?
Yeah.
Hey, did you see his miss the other day? Bloody Nora. Honestly,
It was bad. There
all
was
he had to
two,
do
by
was
the way.
tap the ball, and he ran past the bloody ball, and he went into the net, and the ball stayed out. It was madness.
Don't tell it,
Oh, we've got some Leeds fans in the chat, by the way.
He always as well against us.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, Leeds fans. We will try and be very kind because it's nice to see you back in the Prem. You are a team that
I have a lot
prefer
of respect
being
for
in the
Leeds.
Premier
I'm so
League.
happy Leeds are back.
Yeah, I am too.
I love Leeds.
I'll try and be more positive. You didn't do great against Sheffield Wednesday, as I'm sure you already know. You probably don't want to hear this.
There's
more,
no
so,
fans
yeah.
there. Only Leeds fans in the ground at Hillsborough. They must have been boycotting.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
This kind of shows what the game was like. The highest rated player was the Sheffield Wednesday goalkeeper with a 9.3. So clearly it was just one of those days. It happens. It's happened to us.
It's happened
before.
to us
Don't
at
worry about
Sheffield
it.
Wednesday before, hasn't it? Let's
Yeah,
not.
it happened to
you
us
know,
against them specifically.
bloody
And then we have
Fitchwood.
one more, which is SofaScore's predicted lineup between our two teams. Of course, there's some interesting ones in here. So this is where I'm going to be nice.
They don't think Woltemade is going to play as well, Billy, so they agree with you, mate.
Yeah.
You're not saying fucking Diego Maradona's not going to play. He's not registered for it either.
Well, he's got a bit of a bad look compared to Woltemade at the minute, Billy. I don't think Maradona would pass a medical. Dear me.
I don't know how he did back in the day anyway.
Plenty of tablets
Well, yeah.
inside him.
Yeah.
Well, Anton Stach, they're 18. Leeds fans watching, I think you've got yourself an absolute superstar here for him. I said earlier on in this show, I'm a big Hoffenheim fan in the Bundesliga, and Anton Stach is a baller. Really, really cool midfielder. I think he did go down, and there's a bit of a mess up playing out from the back against Arsenal, which of course you've got to be careful against us because we're quite good at pressing. Without Anthony Gordon, though, it might adjust marginally. Anton Stach is one for us to be concerned about. He's a really, really, really competent, technically gifted midfielder. And they do think Sean is going to play. So Sean Longstaff, He's an engine in midfield.
Well, that's because Tanaka's out, isn't it? That's why they think.
Yeah,
Sean
and I'm also going to put a full stop at the end of that. He is an engine in midfield. I'm not going to elaborate further for the Leeds fans.
They've got Tanaka out and they've got a Naka in.
Dan James, and again the Willy boy. We do have to be careful of the old Willy because he was quite tidy against Wednesday, making some really good runs. Like 95 minutes in, Calvert-Lewin should have got a couple of goals off what Nonto did, but I mean Calvert-Lewin was a bit of a Willy himself, so it is what it is. These are the predicted lineups. I have gone and popped it into a nice little graphic screen for you as well. There is Leeds. That is the predicted Leeds
my
lineup.
Goodness, this is new this season.
Indeed.
Dear me.
I know, the opposite. Yeah, we'll see if it's kept up. If I've got the time, we'll wait and see. So this is the predicted lineups, and we do have some bench players. Obviously, Bamford, you've told me, is gone, so he's going to get removed. There you go. Bye bye. So here are some little shout out players that might be involved or might come in. Obviously, Harrison, I forgot, went back to Leeds. I don't think they're really happy with him. I think there was a bit of
I don't think there were when he first went back. I think it's all been settled now because I think I might be wrong. Leeds fans, let us know if you're in the chat. What do you think of Jack Harrison? Because I don't think everybody was happy to see him back, but I don't know. I think he's Jack Harrison. No,
you've got some good players in here. Joe Rodon looks like he's going to drop out.
Yeah, injured, isn't he?
So this Leeds team, I mean, for all the Leeds fans watching, from an outside perspective looking in, I don't mind the midfield and beyond that. Your back five concerns me a little bit in terms of Premier League survival. It doesn't fill me with confidence, if I'm honest with you. Considering Sunderland have spent so heavily, Burnley aren't terrible. Everton aren't as bad as they were last year. You really need Wolves and other teams to be crap, really.
I think Leeds will be all right due to the home form, Alex. I think they'll be fine this season.
We'll have to wait and see what their home form is going to give.
And
them,
I hope they stay up
quite early
because Leeds have got a hell of a history being in the. They've had some.
I would love them to stay in the Premier League, but I think they. And again, I could have egg on my face come the end of the season, but I think this defense is poor. This is not going to be what keeps you up. It's going to be this and.
Well, I wouldn't move Longstaff into that.
No, he's not going into there.
Yeah, let's just move him backwards.
I think Sean is going to be very, very grateful that Joe Linton is not playing, because that would have been quite an interesting matchup on that side. Because if we scroll down to
Ramsey wouldn't have him instead, wouldn't he?
Well, yeah, there is that.
Look, so come on. In fairness, though, I mean, Billy, we said last night that it's a good move for Sean, and we thought it might be a good fit at Leeds because of what they're trying to achieve this season and things like that. Sean's experience will be massive for them, and he's only played 2 games for them. He's played all his career at Newcastle. I think Sean will come good and do a decent job for Leeds. I really do.
Yeah, he's a workman-like player, isn't he? He'll do the basics pretty well.
He's probably what they need in the middle.
He's got an engine. Yeah, he's got an engine on him. He'll run all day, every day, won't he? Go back up a little bit, Stato, because there is a potential there for something for Leeds. They could have little Willie in the side, backed up by Justin, which would be quite interesting, wouldn't it?
Anyway, moving on. Here is our 11. I think this is the general predicted lineup because, unfortunately, what is his name? Anthony Gordon, that's the one, made a bit of a tit of himself. He's not going to be available for the next 3 fixtures. So it is. I mean, Eddie Howe did say, in reference to William Osula starting, said, yes, that's an option. So he did not say that he didn't say that he's definitely going to play. I don't know what we would be doing if we're not starting Osula as a striker. I have no idea. Do you?
He came up with a point yesterday, maybe Alanga through the middle and Murphy on the right, Alex.
I mean, that's a very interesting shout. I would be shocked if he does it. But yeah, it's certainly an option.
I mean, that's just out and out pace still, the front 3.
I do think that is a huge statement for how much William Osula is trusted.
Well, I think that, yes, I agree, Alex. I think if Osula's not picked tomorrow, given
when is he going to
start tomorrow, exactly. When will
considering he scored against Liverpool as well, like he's got a bit of credit in the bank.
Striker,
And Jacob Murphy's been very, very good with his output, very reliable, and we've not really used him much. So maybe Jacob somehow gets into this team, but we didn't buy Elanga for him to be benched either. So Elanga's got no chance of being benched, in my opinion. I mean, Barnes, again, it worries me in certain aspects of the game, but again, he's one of the few who knows where the goal is, so you can't really drop Barnes either.
I mean, Barnes, I saw a little bit of criticism for him during the week, saying that, if he's not scoring goals, what does he contribute? But I don't know. I like Harvey Barnes. I think,
he wasn't good against Liverpool.
No, but I'll tell you one change I do want.
Who's that sneak on the pitch?
he just crept on there like a
Woltemade
quiet little lamb, didn't he?
He's bleached his hair, but shaved his moustache off.
Yeah.
No. Don't finish that joke.
No,
let's
no.
not. No. One, Billy, you swine. One player I would like to see changed, and that's the goalkeeper.
Ooh.
Listen, I've watched the game back from Liverpool. I've watched it back, and I was not impressed with Nick Pope at all. And he scares the living shit out of me. Nick Pope does. I think, we know this change is eventually going to happen, don't we? Because they're not going to pay that loan fee for Ramsdale. I'm sitting on his ass. This is going to happen sooner or later. And I'd rather happen sooner. I do. I'd feel a lot more confident with Aaron Ramsdale in goal now. I thought Nick Pope did not look good against Liverpool. Everybody knows my reservations on Nick Pope, and I think we all have reservations on him. I just think now is the time. I don't think he will, though. But
he'll wait till there's a mistake or a game worthy of rotation.
Yeah.
And until one of those criteria are met, he remains in goal for me. But I agree with you. I think Ramsdale is a lot more comfortable on the ball. Although
a lot of the chat are agreeing as well, Alex. So it seems that I'm not the only one who feels like that.
Well, devil's advocate, he didn't put a ball out for a throw-in against Liverpool, which is the first time I think he's ever done that. So I was quite impressed with that.
But he was tried.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And people saying Lewis Hawke will be back into the side. That's not going to happen after the press conference because Eddie Howe said he's not ready.
He's not quite. Yeah, he's nearly ready, but he's not.
Well, incidentally, interesting comments on Botman and Hall, wasn't it? That I think he was asked the question of how's Sven Botman feeling being on the bench, and Eddie said, "Well, it's simply because that he's behind everyone else when it comes to fitness because of a small injury he had in pre-season. He's not at the stage where the rest of the defense are, which was a fair point, and he mentioned Lewis Hall in that as well.
Yeah,
and that's a fair assessment, I think, because obviously slight injuries that put them a little back in their fitness. They're not where the other squad members are.
But in terms of before we talk about the actual lineups, Miley for Tonali, if Tonali's not available, is that what we do? With so. Quite a big change to the midfield. Bruno was the only one being retained. Is that too much of a shake-up?
Or does he put Bruno back at number 6, Alex, and then bring Willock in?
No, Paul, why have you got to ruin my fun?
Sorry, but I'm just... Hey, listen, you wanted options here, and
all right.
It's a long time since we've had these options.
No. Let's take them all off and let's put Willock in midfield. There you go.
Dear God, Alex. Dear God. You know exactly
Joe Willock
what I mean.
is at the very end of the pecking order of midfield.
Well, to us he is.
I like Joe Willock, but he's a lucky boy. He's still at the club. I think that we have been linked with other midfielders, and I think any other scenario he wouldn't be at the club anymore. I think he's holding on by a thread, and he's the final name on the list of midfielders, as it were. Is he available? Is he fit? Is he fully ready? I mean, Eddie Howe didn't suggest otherwise, so. Yeah, I guess Willock knows our system and style better than anyone, but we just bought Ramsey. I want to see the shiny new toy.
Absolutely. But is he going to play Ramsey and Willock?
I mean, he brought Ramsey on as a sub, so he's clearly ready to some capacity to play.
Yeah, well,
starting away, who knows? Obviously, Willock's quite good on the counter and has pace, but
was quite good on the counter, Alex. He hasn't been good on the counter for at least 2 seasons now.
Well, I know. I don't want to be mean about Joe Willock because he's
I'd rather see Jacob Ramsey there.
I think Billy, your mic's muted as well.
I'm going to congratulate the chat because not one person in this stream has suggested Fabian Schär plays in the 6. That makes a change.
Oh, thank God for that.
We have enough. We have enough in midfield. We don't need to play Fab there. No chance. He wouldn't anyway, would he? Even if we were on the bare bones, he wouldn't. He's had a chance to in the past. He's never done it.
Can we get some general consensus in the chat then? Do we think this is the most likely, or is this shuffle? Am I completely wrong here? Is this going to be Bruno, Deeper, and other people? Is Willock involved in here? Like, how do we think this is going to work?
Alex, Alex and Billy, who would you trust more in the 6?
I don't think it's going to work like that. I think because of the nature of what we're doing, I think Bruno will babysit a bit more anyway.
Yeah.
I think if it's like that, Bruno sits. If it's not like that, Bruno will do a little.
And let's not forget, Jacob Ramsey's defensive work on Monday night was absolutely outstanding.
Yeah. But listen, I mean, no disrespect to Leeds, but are we looking at this in slightly the wrong way, worried about defending when really we should be the better team on Saturday night, and go for it and win the game rather than concentrating on defending? I know we'll have to defend at some point, but given the way we've played this season, I expect us to be better than Leeds.
I think Sandro will play.
Yeah, I got that feeling from Eddie that he's, we'll assess him today. The old assessing today again. And Eddie did say that Tonali was desperate to play.
Yeah, well, no disrespect to Leeds, and again, for any Leeds fans, I've just got to state the obvious. We absolutely dominated Aston Villa in the first half. We really should have beat them. And then apologies if there's any villains in the chat, but we were what, eight or nine shots up within 17 minutes. We should have won that game. Liverpool, we absolutely went for the jugular in the first half an hour. Could have been 2 or 3-0 up. We absolutely pumped them in that first half, and it's gutting that we didn't get anything from that game because we were better for the large portions of it.
Second half as well.
Yeah, it was outrageous. So, as Eddie Howe stated in the press conference today, performance-wise, if we keep putting in these levels of performances, the results will come. So I've got an expectation that some of the wing play will work, some of the half chances will go in, some of the set pieces might work. It's got to click at some point. It has to. It can't just keep being a bit weird. Yeah. And hopefully this is that game for us.
A lot of people asking why we're not putting Malik Chow in. I've seen one comment say Chow in for Trippier. He's not the right back.
What, the right back.
Look, I mean, it depends. I mean, Fabian Schär and Dan Burn have done nothing wrong this season. They've been absolutely superb.
They've been all right.
So I don't think he's gonna. I can't see him changing the centre backs at the moment. But we'll have
again, what we saw on Monday. I don't want to see Chow start for a while. He needs to get bedded in first, I think.
Yeah. We'll cover a few super chats just before we come to an end. Craig Kavanagh says, I'd pay huge money to be one of your chairs.
I mean, how much money are we talking about?
Well, I really don't understand that comment.
I don't know why it's concerning.
It's very, controversial.
Are you okay, Craig? Kilo Sierra, number 27, 2 + 7 = 9. Coincidence or test run for the number 9 shirt?
Oh, well, that's what they do, don't they? That's what Clinton wore the 18.
Yeah. Faddy says Pope was so poor and needs to be dropped. He was still.
He was very still. To be fair to him, he had no chance to leave them first 2 goals, did he? Or the third flat mark.
Nah, well, he had no chance.
Didn't inspire any confidence, did he? To be honest,
but he never does. He's a fantastic shot stopper, but there's more to goalkeeping than shot stopping nowadays, isn't there? Andy's back and says that's the best shout. Paul Ramsdale in, Pope out makes sense. Mr. G is a
Andy,
new
I think you've replaced your space bar with your comma. I think we need to get Andy a new keyboard.
Andy types in Geordie. We all know that. Peter Garthwaite says, wouldn't it be funny if we get Visser and Liverpool don't come back in for Isak?
No, it wouldn't be funny. It would be a shit.
I was thinking this today. What if we go and get Visser and then we just, oh dear, we don't get this resolved by the end of the window and we still have Isak? Because PSR wise, we could just sell him later. Like, we don't have to sell him right now. We could buy these 2 strikers and just leave him and sell him in January. Fine, we would sell him for less, but it would kind of ruin Liverpool's plans to a degree,
and
it would set a precedent
of the finest
it would set a precedent that you do not mess with the football club.
Absolutely.
And then we would still get the money back in January. We might not get the whole hog. We might be taking a 10 or 20 mil hit, but it's to set a future precedent of you come here to win and you come here to play for the football club. This is not a stepping stone anymore. And if you think it is, you're not coming.
What a way to end the show, Alex. Tremendous. There you go, guys. By the way, we need to do predictions because we knew you were coming on tonight, Alex, so we just decided to hold back on the predictions. Plus, it was pretty pointless doing predictions last night because we covered the game for about 10 minutes and the rest was watching an aeroplane. So come on then, Billy. What's your prediction?
I think we have to start well. We have to kind of silence the crowd, take the sting out of them. They'll be very physical first off, but will they be as physical as us? I don't think so. I think they're going to struggle with the press. I think we'll win 3-1.
Yeah, that's my prediction as well. 3-1 Newcastle. I think we'll be at them. I can see us possibly going 3-0 up and Leeds getting a goal back. But I'm really confident of this one. Again, no disrespect to Leeds because, I just think we have the better players. But again, it's the Elland Road factor, which I think will keep Leeds in the Premier League. It's a tremendous atmosphere, but I think if we overcome that, like we did at Villa, to be fair, we silenced the Villa crowd very quickly. If we can do that at Elland Road, then I see us winning. But it all depends on putting the ball in the back of the net.
You talk about this Elland Road factor, Paul, but they've been relegated twice in.
No, I know that, Alex. I'm just talking about the atmosphere that they can generate in there. Just if we can silence the crowd quickly.
The last time went there, Eddie Howe got assaulted by one of their fans.
Oh God, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
so they ran on the pitch and he got a it was that.
Then security let him get as far as Eddie Howe's.
Yeah, that was not mind you. To be fair to Leeds, the fans and the club hammered that bastard. To be fair. Right, Alex, what's your prediction then?
No disrespect to Leeds. I would be
How many times are we going to say that in this show?
I want to be nice to the nice clubs. We don't get nonsense off Leeds. They tend to be a really good stand-up traditional club with a great set of fans, good history, and that they get, they're not part of that silly cartel. But Leeds are an enormous club in the country, so. When people talk about Chelsea's a massive club, only because of money injection in recent years. Leeds is a proper big club in the UK.
I think people forget just how big of a city Leeds is, by the way. It's fucking huge.
Well, it's a one-club city as well, isn't it? So, it's enormous.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Ezri Konsa got one match ban for his red card against Sutton. It was a straight red.
Who did?
Ezri Konsa got sent off against a straight red.
Yeah.
But he's back tomorrow.
Well, maybe it must have been appealed or something. Or maybe it includes
how can he appeal that? He's the last man. You can't appeal that.
Or maybe it included the cup game or something. I don't know.
Strange.
Anyway.
They weren't in the cup.
My prediction,
let's get your prediction,
guys. I'm going to be really irritated if we concede. I don't think we should be conceding in this game. I think our defense is strong enough to keep out all goals. So I want a clean sheet. And I think it's going to click tomorrow. I want 4 goals. I'm going 4-0.
Well, I think Calvert-Lewin will score a penalty for them, by the way.
Thanks, Billy.
We've been banging on the door for 2 games, and it's ready to rain. It really is.
Apparently, it's only a 1-match ban for a professional foul.
Is it?
3-match ban for dangerous play.
Nice.
So there you go. Some chats to finish off with. Peter Garthwaite says send him on loan to Brentford. Isak, that is. Andy says 2-0 to Toon all day long. And Mark Mullins says Newton, he thought they had the better team until they met Grimsby, laughing my arse off, and 4-1 to us. Come on the Toon.
I watched the YouTuber earlier. It was just a short, by the way. It was an Arsenal YouTuber. And oh my God, what a fantastic set of stats this guy had laid out. He said that Man United have achieved something like 28 points in the last 29 games in the Premier League, which is relegation.
Alex, they've won 1 game since we won the Carabao Cup.
Since April, they've only amassed 6 points. Yeah. Leicester City have won more points since April and are not in the Premier League anymore. He just rattled off a bunch of statistics. It was really bad. Lenny Yoro, who signed for Man United in January, has won a single game as a starter once.
He saw him last summer.
Well, that's even worse. It is so bad.
I was staggered to
that
know
fan
that
base were bantering us about Šeško.
Absolutely.
Oh, you're bantering the wrong people. Banter your own club, mate. It's awful.
One game they've won since we won the cup. One game.
I think Amrim's won 8 games since he's been there.
Oh dear.
8 games. He's been there for over a year now. He's won. He's won. I don't know if that
counts European games as well. That might count European games.
I think one of my colleagues told me the other day that he's got a worse record than when Gary Neville was managing Valencia.
Oh dear God, that is a bad record. He's too honest, Amrin, though. If you heard him in his press conference, he said, sometimes I feel like walking out. Sometimes I feel like I'm being confident. Sometimes I feel like being around me players. And then other times I don't even want to see them. And I'm like, mate, you're digging holes for yourself, but never mind. Anyway, there you go, guys. That is the show done and dusted. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your super chats, memberships, etc. Mods, thank you. And Billy and Alex, thank you. Please give it a like before you leave this show. And of course, if you're watching this on a rerun, please do like. And if you're new around here and you like what you see, please do subscribe, completely free of charge. All that we ask for is that you hit that notification bell so you never miss any uploads or live shows. Thank you, everybody. Have a blast of an evening. And we are back tomorrow. Match day live, 5 p.m. Kickoff, 5:30. Live commentary of the game. Watch it on the TV. Listen to our commentary. That's the best way to do it. You don't have to listen to the Sky. Well, whoever it is tomorrow night will be.
No, it's Sky, isn't it?
Not Sky tomorrow, yeah. So, yeah. But anyway, listen to us. It's far better. And we're just being honest. But thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, folks. We will see you again tomorrow. And hopefully some more transfer news. Good night.
Away to lads and to lasses.
Aye, lad.
Come back and check on Sea Breeze.